As we turn our attention, we transition from the month of March into the month of April. Elections will be upon us, and there are a lot of important ballot initiatives that you need to know about. And these are issues that are going to have really an overarching impact, not only on tourism for the area, but also our area schools. So when you go to the ballot box, our goal here on the air is to make sure that you are fully informed and understand how that vote is going to impact you personally. And of course, to do that, I've got a friend of mine that is back in studio. We love having conversations with her. She's Communications Director representing Hollister Schools, Miss Kim Connell. Kim, welcome back to the show, dear.
Thank you. Good morning, Josh.
And along with Kim, Dr. Sean Woods is in studio with us. He is Assistant Superintendent for the district with Hollister Schools. Sean, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Well, guys, I tell you what, we've really got a multi-tiered conversation about ballot initiatives going on here at the studio. We've got some members that'll be on the upside next door. But for the both of you, there are important ballot initiatives coming up relative to tax and how that could potentially have an impact on the school district. So, Kim, I'd like to start with you. Just kind of give us your thoughts on that and how that's going to have an overarching impact potentially on Hollister Schools.
Okay, so we have two questions that are going to be on the ballot on Tuesday, and both of them are actually no tax increases, so they will not cost the taxpayers any additional funds.
Okay.
The first ballot issue is to deal with facilities, a lot of facility upgrades, to our middle school, ADA compliance, safety upgrades, and also improving the traffic flow on our campus. Parents who are listening will know that mornings and afternoons on our campus are not fun because traffic gets backed up and you cannot leave our campus. So we're going to be adding an additional drop-off lane at the Early Childhood Center and the elementary.
Okay.
We're going to be adding a bus-only lane, and then also coming off of our campus onto BB Highway, where you may sit for 15 minutes to just get back onto BB Highway. We're going to be adding a turning lane, so we'll have a right hand and a left-hand turning lane to make that easier to get off of our campus.
Well, and that is massive. And I only say this because obviously calling Hollister Tiger football games, that is not a regular drop-off day. That's just a sporting event. So that has a major impact all the way across the board.
Yes, exactly.
Sean, let me turn my attention to you as well. Additional ballot initiatives relative to no tax there for the Hollister School District. You were talking about with me off the air a little bit, just about facility enhancement as well for students. And we talk about, prospective college careers they get outside of high school. This could have a major impact just on facility enhancement and upgrades as well. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at our growing programs across the board at Hollister Schools, and with our band and our choir, we're looking to expand their space so they can keep growing at the rate that they're growing right now and support the students that are in those programs. We're also adding a science, technology, engineering, and math lab, a STEAM lab. And really what we're trying to do with that is make sure that we're supporting students who are maybe on the college route and supporting students who are maybe going more the trade skill route. So whether they're college or career, whatever that looks like for students, we're able to support them where they're at and then give them the room they need to grow before they leave high school.
With these particular initiatives, obviously, as we go to the ballot box, the last year alone has had a major impact on the school's direction, what enhancements have been delivered, and how existing programs have changed or been altered to better serve students and then put parents' minds at ease. Kim or Sean, either one of you, this question would be for you. As far as COVID-19, how has that impacted decisions made, especially in relation to this upcoming vote?
So it's impacted in a couple of ways. One, because of everything that's happened with the economy, interest rates are at the lowest that they've ever been. So, everybody's refinancing houses with 2% interest rates. And so our first question for our $5 million that we need for these facility upgrades, we actually weren't planning on asking for this for another year or two. But then when interest rates dropped the way they did and the way the Hollister economy is just continuing to grow and boom, it was the perfect timing for us to be able to do this now and not have to ask the taxpayers for a tax increase. If we waited 2, 3, 4 years down the road when interest rates go back up, then we may have had to ask the taxpayers to increase their taxes to cover what we need. So for being the timing, and I think a lot of it is because of COVID, we've been able to now say, hey, let's do this now so we can do this at no extra cost to the taxpayers.
Sean, any thoughts that you'd like to add to that?
I think just being able to like Kim said, take the perfect storm and make something positive out of it. With the low interest rates and with the booming economy in our area, we're very blessed to be able to do this now.
And I think about the voters out there. I mean, obviously, education is a big part of this, understanding the initiative, making sure that you're reading between the lines. In the run-up to the day where they go to the polls, if I can ask you this, if there's a parent out there that wants more information beyond a conversation to help them make that right decision when they go to the ballot box, are there resources online? Can they go to the school's website to get information on the no tax? Can they get that information online, and where would they go?
Yes, so if they go to the homepage of our website, www.hollister.k12.mo.us, and scroll down to the bottom to where our links and resources are, there's a link to an April 6th ballot webpage that gives all kinds of information about the upcoming ballots. You can read the full question so that you understand the language. They, of course, can also call central office at 243-4005 and talk to either myself, Dr. Woods, Dr. Wilson, or Mrs. Leach, and we can give them more information.
I will say this as well, and I want to bring this up because we talked about the impacts on redesigns on the exterior of the school, making flow easier for parents coming in and out of the facility. How also, too, I want to say the quality of academics for student life is changing and evolving with this, and how we can better enhance that. Also, I want to talk about quality of life for teachers and faculty and how this particular issue will impact teachers. Obviously, the last year has been incredibly difficult. You think about social distancing and spacing, how that has impacted the classroom, being able to get kids there, virtual learning challenges as well. It's turned teachers' lives upside down. But this also has a direct correlation and impact on teachers' well-being. We're talking about pay increases as well. That's quality of life. How will this impact teachers?
So ballot question 2 is basically asking taxpayers if we can take money out of Fund 3 to Fund 1. So you kind of think about it if you have multiple checking accounts and you've got one checking account that has excess money in it and one that has low money in it. And so what are you going to do if you need to pay bills out of the checking account that has low money? You're going to move money from one account to the other.
Exactly.
And as a school district, for us to do that, taxpayers have to vote on that. So it's not going to cost the taxpayers anything. They just have to say, yes, you have permission to move money from one account to the other account. And the account that we want to move the money into is where we pay our teachers and staff. And like you said, this has been a crazy year for not just our teachers, but for our custodians, our cooks, our maintenance guys. Everybody that works for the district has put in numerous hours, even when we were shut down. They've had to do more this last year than they've probably done in their entire career. And I think yesterday, I think Renee Daniels said it best when she said we want to give our faculty and our staff more money because we want to be competitive in pay. We don't want to continue to be the stepping stone where they come to Hollister, get a job, give some experience, and then leave us for a district with better pay.
And I'm glad you put that into perspective and frame that very well. And Sean, I guess this would go to you as well to kind of expand on that. We think about our teachers, they are educators. But every teacher's situation is different. There are teachers out there that are parents just like anybody else. They've got kids that are in school, and they can be faced with those same challenges. How do I, provide health care? What do I do with babysitting if I'm not at home? Those are all questions that is shared amongst the community. So obviously, this is very, very important for our teachers to improve quality of life, keep teachers within the district. That's a big deal.
It absolutely is. Anytime we have to train a new teacher and inundate them with the Hollister Tiger Way, it takes resources. And if we already have a teacher that's been accustomed to the Hollister Tiger Way, then we don't have to expend resources on a newer teacher. The other thing is teaching, while it's a career, it is also a calling. Teachers love kids. If you're a teacher and you don't have that deep-rooted love for children, you're probably not going to stay in the profession very long. And we see that all the time. But those that love students also have their own families, just as you alluded to. They have their own bills to pay. And if they can go somewhere else and make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 more a year, that's maybe an extra car payment. That's maybe sticking a little bit back for their own children in their own home, for their own college. And we know that we want the best and the brightest of all the teachers because our students deserve the best and the brightest of the teachers. And to do that, paying them a little bit more certainly does not hurt.
And I can't imagine that there is a parent that has got a child at Hollister Schools that could not agree with the decisions that are being made. I mean, it's so critical, and there's a lot of support in the community for Hollister Schools. I'm a big fan. We have spent a lot of time talking about a variety of different issues that impact schools. We get the press releases. We spend time talking about this because we support education. We support Hollister. This is a very big deal. So really, to kind of sum this up, when people go to the ballot box, what is like one of the most important things you would want them to know to encourage them to get out, but to not only to vote, but to support this?
So our big initiative that we've kind of used to help promote these two ballot issues is the Heart of Hollister. And
I love that slogan, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And so Heart of Hollister, it's Hollister Education Advancing and Reaching for Tomorrow. And kind of like Dr. Wood said, or Dr. Wood says a lot, we are preparing kids for careers that don't even exist right now. And we're trying to reach and advance for tomorrow, for the careers for our children of tomorrow. But when you look at the Hollister community, and like you said, Hollister is a great community, so supportive. It's unique in the way that the city and the chamber and the Rotary and the school, we're all one team. But Rhonda Rittenhouse said, who's a middle school teacher at Hollister for a long, long time and a Hollister graduate, she said that the old school sat high on the hill and it was the focal point of the community. Our school now, our campus doesn't sit high on the hill, but we're still the glue that holds the community together. And so I think that's, this is the future. This is the future of, this is who's going to take care of us when we're old and gray, and they deserve the best.
The material that Kim brought me in studio, you can't see it, of course, but when she says at the heart of Hollister, there are two adorable kids right on the front of this pamphlet. The kids are the heart.
Yes.
Sean, speaking directly to the voters and our family members in the community here in Ozark Mountain Country that will be going to the ballot boxes, what is one thing you most want them to know to encourage them not only to vote, but keep their hearts in mind when they make this decision?
I think when you look at any community, every community is different, and every community has its own pulse and its own heartbeat. And I would second what Kim said. I feel like our school is the heartbeat of our community. And I would just ask that voters, when they get to the polls on Tuesday the 6th, they vote their heart. Just vote their heart.
Folks, I will tell you, there is a lot of passion. You've heard us talk and have multiple conversations with representatives from Hollister Schools. Folks, I will just tell you, I have been out there. I've called sports at Hollister Schools. I have friends that work there. I know kids that go there. This is a interconnected educational community at Hollister Schools. Top notch. Not only do you have incredible kids that go there to that school, but you have got incredible faculty members and teachers that are very passionate about serving our kids. That is evident from the moment you walk in the doors. It's evident from the programs that are put on and the strides that are made into the community. I cannot stress it enough. Be educated, understand the initiatives, go online, get your resources with Hollister Schools, and most importantly, show your support and love. And remember where the heart is within Hollister Schools. Kim Connell, Dr. Sean, guys, I appreciate you guys coming in. I know this is going to be successful, and I know that the programs are going to continue to thrive. I just want the best for Hollister Schools, and I know that the community that we surround ourselves with want that exact same thing.
Yes, thank you, Josh.
Yes, thank you so much.
It is our pleasure. Keep it right here with us. We've got a lot more coming your way. We're also going to be